last one the freshman did with a 1-0 loss to number 8, Tommy Askey of Minnesota in his last time out. But here are some of the numbers we see, Tyler. I mean, look at the 17-0 on Miller. It's hard to miss.
Well, with his brother just losing, that kind of puts pressure on Ethen to get more than 3 here, James. And you never want to be in a position like that where you need more than 3 against a ranked guy. But if there's anybody for Maryland that you could look to and say, hey, can you go and do this for us and feel confident about it, it's Mr. Undefeated. It's Mr. 17-0. It's Ethen Miller.
It's a leader of this team for sure. I mean, any which way you write it or look at it, Miller is their guy. He's their leader. He's their guy they expect to come out explosive. And if he doesn't, you can expect Maryland to lose.
He's got a freshman here in Harer who, look, if you're ranked as a freshman, look out for the future. I mean, this kid, Harer, is really going to be fantastic. He's out of the Pennsylvania area, as it seems that so many great wrestlers are. That's a great, great pickup here for Rutgers. They're trusting him right away, and he has rewarded that trust with, again, a ranking and, you know, kind of some stability moving forward in this 157 weight class.
You can see the referee talking about, hey guys, let's get something going here.
And again, if you're Harer, you just got to kind of wrestle defensively here. Miller really needs more than 3 to try to get Maryland back in this. I don't think 11-6 is going to be good enough when you look down and you see ranked guys for the next 5. You know, you got to take your chances when you've got them.
Bottom half, too. I mean, it's including 2 of the 5 wrestlers on it are freshmen for the Terps, and they're unranked freshmen, too. Not to say they haven't had great seasons and really filled those weight classes for Maryland, but it's been rough sledding for a lot of them.
But then you look on the flip side, it seems that Rutgers' top guys are mostly the light guys. I mean, you start off with 10, 9, and 13. That's just so hard. That's really tough to open up against it. And then later on, you got 24, 23, 18, 17, which, don't get me wrong, is great. It's just not the same level.
Miller's going to look to get a pin here. That's some elusive work there from Harer, flipping on his stomach, not allowing Miller to get those shoulders down for a split second. But Ethen Miller is going to keep attacking here.
There's a reason why this kid has not lost. Look at Harer just bending the back.
He's trying to, but that's going to be some near fall points, as you can see. He's got one of those shoulder blades down. Another tick
just
there.
One swipe, not enough.
Another tick there for Miller. Going to try and get more points. He's playing with the legs of Harer.
This is incredible to watch. Ethen Miller just looks so comfortable, James.
So clinical with his work, and just a remarkable finish to that first period. Got to give Miller a 5-0 lead. And here's just another look. He's getting that left shoulder blade of Harer down just enough. And like you said, Tyler, Miller is comfortable, just chilling up over top of Harer and in control as we're going to get this second period of our 5th bout underway at 157. If you're joining us, we thank you on Big Ten Plus. Appreciate you spending your Friday night with us. Alongside Tyler Lochte, I am James Consoli.
It's been a lot of fun so far.
Absolutely, and it's you know, shown how impressive Maryland has been just in terms of winning a bout in general, Tyler. I mean, this is a program facing Rutgers that, you know, we talked to one of the Rutgers faculty before this, and they said in the past that, you know, it was Rutgers, you know, being able to push the envelope on the Terps and just kind of the Terps just taking it. Not so much anymore.
Yeah, he said it used to be a layup, and he said it's not the case anymore. You know, you come into the Pav, and it's just not going to be an easy night.
Red, 1 green.
That's a stall call. That's 6-0. For Miller. James, he's eyeing up that ride time. Remember, he's got to get to 8 for major decision territory. But he's hunting swipes. He wants a pin here, James.
That's exactly what Miller's looking for. You can see him. He could let Harer get up and just keep getting these takedowns on him. That's not how Ethen Miller operates.
No.
He's all about getting the pin and showing it in dominant fashion. He doesn't care about a tech fall. He wants the fall win.
He wants it all.
That's exactly right, and this is going to be a good position to do that with Harer on the bottom here again.
It's just so interesting, you know, most of the time when you see a dominant wrestler, you see a guy who's just going to let you get up over and over again, but Miller's not like that. You know, he works so well on the ground. That's where he's comfortable. And that's where he picks up his points, you know, through swipes rather than through takedowns.
Just shows you the kind of hard work Miller puts in. He's willing to get every point. It's not just a win for him. It's the best win. And that just displays his career right now as he's got Harer lifted in the air, looking for the mat return. And he might get that other shoulder blade down. Harer kind of stalling here. I think they're going to give him another warning here in a second. If it's pretty clear Miller's trying to push the envelope. Doesn't look like Harer can do much here at all. And Ethen's going to keep going with this, but sure, he's wondering why no stall call has been officiated here.
Yeah, it just seemed kind of obvious to me that Harer was just trying to get to the edge right in front of us, because what can you really do in that situation? I don't know. I mean, you don't want to turn back in towards the middle. You don't want to turn back, you know, towards trouble.
No, you do not, Tyler. If I was out there on that mats, I'd be running out of this gymnasium. You wouldn't even catch me starting in the middle. I would get every possible error just to get away from Ethen Miller. You know, we talked about that 41-second pin. I would set a new record, but I would be the one getting pinned. As this second period comes to an end, Ethen Miller's just dominating in every metric possible.
Well, at this point, you know, you're a 7-point lead looking likely. That's not enough. Maryland really needs, I know I keep saying it, but really needs more than 3 from Miller.
No, he does, and Ethen Miller
is 1 point away.
He's well aware of that. He wants at least a major decision win, but if you're Miller, you still want the pin. It's just how you are. It's how he's wired.
You know, I don't think that he can get to 15 from here. He's going to need a lot of work from swipes. But if he gets a takedown, he would at least get to 4 points on the board for Maryland. That would be big. They got to watch the table here, though, James.
As Miller's going to drag it back in the middle.
He's back in.
And what an explosive takedown here for Miller to give him 3 more points. Puts him in a major decision category, and Ethen Miller is playing on top.
And now all of a sudden, swipes could get you to 15.
Keep improving.
That's exactly right. Miller's still got a minute left. He's got substantial riding time for sure as well.
Ride time point is secured, so it's 10-0. James, if he turns him over twice, he gets there, and he gets 5 points on the board for Maryland. It's just a 3-point ball game again.
As we see Miller again raising Harer to his feet. I mean, it doesn't get more dominant than that. The mat return as well, but doesn't really do much for him here. Miller either needs the pin or he needs Harer to get back to his feet. Or he can get those near fall points like you mentioned.
Over 3 minutes of ride time, though. This is so impressive. And look, there's nothing wrong with the major decision when you really need it coming against a ranked guy and a phenomenal freshman in Harer.
Miller knows exactly how much time he has on the clock and how he needs to pick up his work. Things stay the way they are, he's going to get the 4 points from Maryland, that major decision, but he wants more, like we mentioned, Tyler. I mean, this is a guy who's 17-0.
Well, he's got 15 seconds to do something, James. It's just not much time.
Top man.
Stall call on Ethen Miller here. Interesting. Not going to.
It's just the first, though, so no points.
Yeah, no, nothing substantial, like you mentioned, but he's just going to not let Harer get back to his feet here. He's going to try and shut him out here.
Which, by the way, again, so impressive against a ranked guy. Ethen Miller's as good as it gets.
And Ethen Miller wraps this one up in dominant fashion. Call it a shutout here in College Park. Right before our intermission, Ethen Miller, 1/2 of Miller time, getting the job done and flexing on the crowd.
18-0.